Hello everyone and welcome back to another unboxing of a Star Wars Hot Toys figure. Today we have Kit Fisto up on the turntable, looking at the box first off. Gonna look at all of his accessories, all the things that he comes with as well, and then take a look at some poses at the end here. I'm super happy to finally get this one in hand. I think the first time we ever saw him was around 2018 at a Comic-Con convention, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Finally, we have him, the final product here, and it is going to be a fun one. He looks truly amazing. The first one that we ever saw looked different, for sure, more of a Attack of the Clones style Kit Fisto. This one definitely seems more of a Revenge of the Sith style. I don't think they distinguished which film he comes with because of the Clone Wars parts that he also comes with packaged in the box. So here is the box, typical Star Wars V-taper style box with the wraparound banner that goes around the front and the sides. A couple of images of Kit Fisto as well. This banner doesn't have a huge flap on the side, so it's not dangling off the side there, thankfully. This is the box. Pretty boring. Let's get this unboxed now, though. Take a look at the piece himself. This looks great. I like having the figure on the front displayed like this in some cool photography. It looks really nice. Looks like it's on Geonosis, but I cannot be for sure on that. I'm not too certain. Could be a different planet. Finally, again, I keep saying this, but it's been forever since we saw the first prototype of this figure at a Comic-Con convention, and it's time, finally. I'm sure most of you already know as well, this is a heavy figure, and the reworks that they did do for this piece to get to the final product is leaps and bounds. I'm glad that we got this now. The wait, I think, was totally worth it. Getting all this plastic wrapping out of here. So we take a better look at the figure himself as well. He looks very nice. The lights might be shining on the piece a little bit too much, so it makes his skin look a little waxy, but that is not the case here. It definitely looks very lifelike. It's more flat and smooth. But yeah, I'm really liking how this looks so far. I'm really glad that we get multiple display options with the Clone Wars armor as well. The cloak is on the underside of the tray, and I always forget to pull that out, so it is definitely there. Putting the figure on the turntable real quick just to get a good look at him before we dive into some accessories here. Like I was just saying, I'm pretty happy that we got this figure now as opposed to earlier. I think they reworked this figure over the years to get it to where it is. As most of you probably know, if not, the head is so heavy, very chunky. It's one solid piece, so the posing is going to be a little wonky at times. Spinning on the turntable, he may fall over. Stay tuned for that, because he's just so heavy, but he looks amazing. He truly looks amazing. The head sculpt is fantastic. Very fantastic. And the paint applications, the proportions overall, he's actually a lot bigger than I had expected him to be. He's not a regular 1/6 scale dude size. He's an alien that kind of towers over a lot of people, especially like even Mace. I think he's taller than Mace and stands over him pretty significantly. Moving on to his accessories, we'll start off with the base here first. I really like this base with the base topper, similar to like what we got with Mace Windu. We'll take a look at that here in a sec, but we got that nameplate up front, Kit Fisto. I'm glad that it doesn't distinguish between one movie over the other, so that he can fit in a Revenge of the Sith display or Attack of the Clones / Clone Wars in that era as well. The base topper does come off, and underneath we're left with the classic Death Star style base flooring. Here is Mace Windu's though. We can tell that there is a little bit of a difference between the two. They're not exactly the same print. As you can see right here, I don't think they match up super well, but they are different, so you can have them posed around to make it look like a full circle in your display if you'd like to. Moving on to the blades now, we have a swooshing fan style blade to make it look like he's swiping his lightsaber across and cutting somebody. Does a decent job at the effect. It's not perfect, it's not great. Rather have it than not have it though, so we'll stick with that. This is the regular style blade here, and this blade I actually like a lot more. The color I don't like. It's very dull, but the point is actually my favorite part. It comes to a rounded tip. It's not tapered to like a fine point, because that's not how lightsabers look anyway. They do more look like this with a rounded style point at the top. And here we have his cloak as well. We're gonna take a look at his cloak a little bit deeper in a little bit. I'm going to show you some things that I like about it more than other robes. Glad that he comes with this. It drapes nicely. There's wires in it all around, but like I said, we'll take a look a little bit closer here soon in just a little bit. Lightsabers, we got this light up one with the wire coming out the side, and I'm going to be showing you what this actually looks like in a little bit as well. But taking a look, here's the other hilt that does not light up. They're painted both exactly the same. Very great detail across the board between the two. Man, Kit Fisto's lightsaber is one of my favorites, mainly because of the pommel section, which is weird. I like a lot of pommel sections of the sabers, but I like this all chrome finish here. You get two cover tech wheels, one that sticks out a little bit more so you can plug it on his belt. The other one, it will sit flush against the saber, so in his hand it looks like this. It looks like the one that comes with the light up one. It's more flush on the actual hilt itself. But coming in a little bit closer to look at the details on the saber, I like all the buttons, the knurling on the hand grip, and then on the emitter as well. And there's some black paint to bring out those lines a little bit more. From a distance it looks really crisp and clean. I really dig his saber. 1/6 scale sabers and blasters. Part of my favorite things with collecting. He's just super fun to look at and then pose on his belt as well. And now we can move on to the hands. We're gonna start looking at some gestures and then take a closer look at the actual detail here in a minute. Two open style hands that are different sculpts from side to side. They're not exactly the same. Initially I thought they were, but they are not. You get two force gesturing hands or other opened hands as well, sculpted differently from side to side as well. These are a little weird. I don't like how the thumbs are sticking out so much on the open palm relaxed hands or these ones, but not terrible here. And then we get Clone Wars style hands as well, two open palm gesturing hands for the armor style. Is that logo the Kit Fisto's logo? I will have to look that up. I think that might be his sigil. And then these ones are gloved as well. Only one gripping hand for his right hand to hold his lightsabers for the clone armor and the non-armored hand. Would have liked to, for sure. I'm sure most of you already know this, but he only comes with one, which is kind of disappointing for a lightsaber wielding character. However, let's look at the detail a little bit closer here, and my golly, they are killing it with some hands recently. The sculpt in knuckles on this alien hand is very cool, and like the fact that they're able to show us that these are alien hands through the detail is really nice. You know, it's got similar skin texture, but it is a little bit different, a little wrinkly, actually very wrinkly. You can see in the palm and the fingers here, and all those crevices folding over each other. Just very nicely done. The paint applications are beautiful, very blended very well together. And with these armored hands, the only thing I don't really like about them is the gloved parts. The gloved hands, or the black part of the gloves, seems just very flat. There's not a lot of texture or detail at all. And there's a line going down the middle of mine. I don't know if that is supposed to be part of the sculpt or not. But also we get 2 forearm armored pieces as well. One that has like a comm link data pad on it, and then the other one that is just plain. But both of these go on very easily. If you just pull off his hand, you can shove them right onto the arms and then put the hands back on, and they're good to go, just like that. They're weathered a little bit here, not too much weathering, just a light pitting and some wash over the top of them to make them pop a little bit more. And now we're gonna get the figure out here to take a closer look up close. And like I was saying, it's finally the time where we have Kit Fisto in our collection, and I'm pumped to take a look at him. Pretty typical Jedi Star Wars style for Kit Fisto, as you would expect. Knocks it out of the park here. All the different mixes of brown make it, very cohesive and not boring looking. Thankfully, it makes it has some visual interest to it. We're gonna start off with the head sculpt, and everything looks amazing here. The texture, the paint applications, you can see like the wrinkling here. It even has I think that's a gill down there at his bottom cheek area, but all the wrinkling through the tendrils, like where they meet as well. The paint applications to blend the colors in the crevices and cracks. The mouth, the nose, everything is sculpted so beautifully here. You take a look at the top of the head as well. You can see those green spots on throughout his headdress and his head. They're blended beautifully on the tops and bottoms all around it. It has these nice leather grain textured bands to keep his hair tendrils in place. This is all one sculpted piece though, so it does kind of fall off of his back a little bit and make it look a little weird. The front tendrils you can pose up and bend to your liking. I'm going to come in a little bit close here because I want to look at this mouth and the teeth specifically. There's an inset, the bottom teeth are inset, so there's some depth to it. Holy cow, this is amazing. This looks so good and so realistic with those shadows because of his sculpted teeth that are behind his front ones. It's amazing. It's truly, truly awesome. His nose is sculpted well also, but you can really see the texture here, the skin texture, the paint applications. Like I was saying, the blending between the colors to make it not look like one whole green piece here is so good. I cannot express that enough. The green comes down and fades into a darker green and then almost like a black for the bottom parts of these tendrils here. But let's move on to his outfit, starting off with his turtleneck. It's a beige white-ish turtleneck here, and then his under tunic is stitched at the front to make it fall in place and stay there. Hugs the body very nicely. There's no wires to pose up and bend the sleeves here, so bothers me a little bit, not too much, but I think that's for purposes of putting the Clone Wars armor pieces on as well. The tabards are wired on the outside, but not the inside part, so you can pose them up, make it look like some of the parts are flowing in the wind or simulate some gravity. Thankfully, there's some wires in here to make posing a little bit more interesting. But like you can see here, just the outer part of the tabards is wired and not the inside. I don't know why that is necessarily. I think wires on both sides would have been better. A very nice belt buckle that is plastic painted to look like metal. Got the CoverTech clip on his belt and some sculpted pouches. Moves around the back, kind of hard to see here with his tendrils. Everything is velcroed together at the back, including the tabards, the belt, the sash, everything. It holds very nicely and hugs the body beautifully. And then you also have these silver buttons here. You do get some extras in the bag with the cover tech clip. Those are a signature on every Jedi's belt as well. They do look great. Hopefully they don't fall off. I don't think I've had any others fall off my Jedi figures, so I am thankful for the extra one just in case. And then this tunic is a very light, thin fabric, which just makes it drape very nicely. Same with the pants. The pants are very light. There's like a white spot on mine as well. I don't know why. I just saw that there when I was moving through this piece. Yeah, pants are very nicely tailored and they look great. Very boring, kind of no pockets or anything like that. Going down to the boots now as well. These boots look terrific. Truly, truly terrific. I think we're just going to pop this off the figure here so we can take a closer look though, because I accidentally did that a couple times and figured, why not? We'll just take a closer look here, but they are fully made of pleather. You can see some glue here as well. That light shines on the glue with the strap coming over. I've had that on a lot of my figures recently. Just some excess glue coming through. I was trying to check to see here the backing of the piece to see what it's made out of. I'm pretty sure it is pleather. And there is some weathering on the bottom as well. It's more of like mud being splattered across the whole thing. It's not super dirty, but it does tell a story. It does look really good, and it's all throughout the bottoms, and it slowly goes up to the calf boot area. And it gets lighter as you go up, and the bottom parts do not have tread, but they are weathered. They do have some weathering on there, so everything with these boots is amazing. As far as a manufacturing standpoint, truly blows me away with how good these 1/6 scale boots look for Kit Fisto. They're just fun to look at. Now we'll jump over to the cloak and take a look at a couple things I want to point out. The hood is fully wired, but I don't see how you're gonna get that hood over the head of Kit Fisto with all of his tendrils and hair pieces falling behind him. I do not think it's possible at all, unless you cut off the entire tendrils that he has, which you don't want to do. But down the front, there's a wire on his shoulder pieces because there's just like nice little flap of fabric that comes over and gives him like a shoulder pad look almost, or makes it look like the sleeves are coming out of this part. I don't know. It looks really nice. It's something different from other Jedi robes that we haven't seen. And then same with like the sleeve parts at the wrist, like those are different. They almost shaped like a half bowl or something. It looks kind of weird, but it works. I'm assuming this is accurate to what Kit Fisto wore for his robes in Revenge of the Sith, but they look interesting. I don't hate them. I just think it looks different, which is nice. To get the cloak on the figure, what you're gonna have to do is start with one arm first, shove up everything underneath his tendrils, like that hood part, pull this sleeve over, and then you can put the other arm through. I just thought I'd show you how I do it when I'm posing this guy up, so you guys can have a good idea of how to get it done. It does take some finessing and a little bit of work to do everything. Sorry, I'm doing everything a little fast here on camera, but it was kind of hard to do. But it looks great. But now we're going to take a look at his lightsaber light up function. And I got the junction box on the crotch grabber. This is the easiest way I know how to do it. And then lit up through a USB-C cable. But here we go with the studio lights on. Let's take a look. There it goes. That is the light up function. With the studio lights on, it actually doesn't look bad because the blade is so frosted. I think the lights are shining on him to make it a little bit more bright. In person, it's not great. With the lights off, it looks even better. It's total darkness in here, but obviously it's gonna look good, I think. Let's do it again real quick. Here it is. That is it. It looks really good in darkness. I don't think I'm gonna be displaying him like this, but it's a nice feature to have with him. Getting him on the turntable, I think we're gonna wrap everything up. We're gonna look at some poses and discuss a little bit about Kit Fisto here. Like I said at the top, guys, I am floored. Finally, we got this guy. I did not think we were ever going to get him. I would check Sideshow's website all the time, look at the coming soon Kit Fisto, and I actually recently went back and looked at that proto figure, and there's a lot of differences, specifically with the head sculpt. I think they reworked the head sculpt significantly over that amount of time, which actually made it for the better. The other one looked too skinny and weird. I think the overall proportions here are beautiful. He's a large dude. He's larger than you think he is. Like I was saying, he's bigger than Mace Windu, or at least taller. Most of that is because of his alien head. We get switch out armor pieces to make him look like he comes from the Clone Wars. That's gonna fit in multiple different displays. He is very heavy as well, as you can see right here. Yep. His head, guys, it's so chunky. It's one solid piece of plastic. I wish that they had made all of the tendrils out of the same material they did for the two front ones, because you can bend them, you can pose them. Would have been nice to get all those tendrils sitting like nice and flat to his back to make it look a little bit more natural, but angles are going to have a play with posing him up and maybe taking some pictures of him as well. Ooh, I really like this pose here. Yeah, he's just so cool. Overall, this figure, for me, is a must-have. I mean, Jedi figures in general, goodness gracious, any Revenge of the Sith Jedi as well, it's a must-have for me. He looks amazing. I keep saying it, but proportions, paint application, skin texture, I am blown away overall. I know it took some years to get this piece in. It was worth it. I think it was worth the wait. Is it worth the wait? Is it worth the weight of the head, though? I don't know. For some, it might not be. He could fall over on a turntable, but when he's on his standard base with the crotch grabber, you're not going to have problems. You can pose him nicely and then stable him with that crotch grabber on his base and be totally fine, you know? And yeah, I don't think I said it at the start of this video, but I think we're going to continue the one best thing, one worst thing, okay? Let's do that. I think we'll just start off with the worst thing, saying how heavy the head is. I mean, it's a little bit too heavy. I'm worried about the ankle joints for the future. We'll see how time treats him with those ankles. Hopefully, if you give him enough support over the years, he'll be fine. I think everything is super strong. The body is super tight. I didn't notice any loose joints when posing him or moving him around. He is very, very solid. And the best thing, let's go with the best thing. My best thing I'm going to pick for this guy is the tailoring. The outfit hugs the body so nicely in a way that it doesn't make him look 100% human. Obviously, his head sculpt being an alien, it helps to sell that he's not human, but everything else, it forms to his body so nicely in all the right places to make those proportions very realistic. I don't think he's a 10 out of 10 for me, but it does overall work for me beautifully here. It is a piece that I think most people are going to want to have in their collection, especially with building out Jedi, and I don't think any of you would regret getting him if you did. Just know his head is a little bit heavy, and you'll just have to work with that, which is not a problem in my book. He looks the part, and he does it. So, thank you guys all for watching this video. Hopefully you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.